What's up, comic fan? Today we have a special guest. We have Travis Gibb from Orange Cone Productions. He has a Kickstarter for Granite State Punk. Travis, say what's up.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing tonight?
I am well. I'm well. It's a long night, so I've got your show, and then I've got my own show. I've got the Granite State Punk team coming out to do like kind of a last hurrah because it ends tomorrow, and then I do when I'm live. I'm not like a broadcaster. I don't have like a YouTube channel, but when I'm live, I bring other creators on and I talk to them and do some stuff like that. So I've got that going on tonight. So crazy stuff. It's going to be all night just talking to people, talking about comics. It's not the worst thing in the world.
It is not. All right. So yeah, let's get it going so you can do all the things you got to do tonight. But because it's going to be a long night. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into comics?
Yeah. So my name is Travis Gibb. I'm from Rochester, New Hampshire. So for me, comics were always part of my life. You know, my grandmother got me. I don't know if this happened when you were in school, but we had like the magazine subscriptions, and you could pick one. My grandmother signed me up for Spider-Man, so I was all in. You know, and where I'm from, Rochester is right next to Dover, where Dover is where these guys were from.
Aha. Nice.
So the Dover, New Hampshire. So, and I'm a little bit on the older side. I'm 42. So like I met them and saw them in comic stores, you know, when it was blowing up. And then we had the Tick, right? And then I'm old enough that the 90s image was I was in comic stores, so blowing up. So for me, like indie was easy. You just make a comic and you know it gets bought. It wasn't until I actually started doing it that I realized it wasn't that simple. But like growing up, that's what I was led to believe, right? The Tick, the Turtles, Image, just make an indie comic and people would buy it. It's fine. Thousands. Touch the blood. Make sure you have that feature, you know, and then you'll be fine.
There we go. Awesome. Yeah. I think that's kind of how I got into comics a little bit too. Was like, you know, had the school book fair, whatever. My dad read comics as a kid, so I guess, you know, it's kind of ingrained. Go ahead, get some books, and then before you know, and I grew up in the city, New York City, so like most superheroes come right out of New York. So yeah, it was fun reading those books and being like, hey, I live there. I know what street that is. So.
Yeah, that has to be dope. Yeah, we didn't have that. In fact, do you remember when they did the like U.S. Avengers, a 52-state initiative, and everyone had a hero?
Right.
Like New Hampshire had Spider-Man, which I was super proud of. But why is New Hampshire Spider-Man? Like, down there, I am positive. I've read all the books. If he was there, I would have known. Like, it was the weirdest like thing.
Just randomize the wheel, and they're like,
right.
You go.
A place that you can't get to easily, where swinging is going really hard. There you go, Spidey. There you
go. Right. That's my favorite. Like, if you ever, I don't know if you ever played the video game, but like if you're like in Central Park or something, it's so easy to like miss a tree and just end up on the ground rolling.
Well, and that's what I loved about the new set of Spider-Man movies too, is they always put him into situations where he couldn't just swing around.
Right.
Because you know the Tom Maguire and the Andrew Garfield, like it was always about look at how cool things he can swing on. Like Andrew Garfield is swinging on cranes that are lining up perfectly so he can swing.
Right.
But that Andrew Garfield's like, you were in the suburbs, you know, figure it out, buddy.
Right. I mean, yeah. They put him at a house party in the middle of nowhere, and it's like, what do we do?
And on the boat, right? Here, you're on the boat. Swing around, Spidey.
Figure it out. Oh man. All right. So let's keep it moving along. You want to tell us a little bit about your Kickstarter?
Yeah. So we only got 15 hours left. So if you're seeing this, like really click on it now. Like normally you got a little bit of time, but you really don't. You really don't.
Right.
Hour 11. So Granite State Punk is it's my 12th Kickstarter. We're doing really well. We're 300 and let's check. 361 backers, $9,335, which is a great chunk of change for a single issue. Mm-hmm. This book is about Zeke. Zeke is a kind of a party punk guy. Got himself in a little trouble. He's on house arrest, staying at his parents' house. His parents have passed away. And as he's staying there, he realizes that maybe he was drinking to like block some stuff out, as he finds out that his family is connected to a coven of witches. And the state emblem, I don't know if you know the state emblem of New Hampshire, it's a face. There's a face in a rock. That's a New England landmark. It's on every license plate here. I can even move it close to the license plate. It's on the license plate. You can't see it because of the glare, so I can't help you. But just trust me.
A cool plate.
It's called The Old Man in the Mountain. And we kind of talk about that history and do kind of an alternate history of where that came from. And it fell off in 2003. So we kind of talk about why it fell off, what the repercussions of that, and how it connects to witches, skull golems. The other thing that's kind of cool about the book is it's breaks the fourth wall. We talk directly to the audience. We do a lot of jabs. We talk about the industry. We talk about, pop culture and stuff like that, which is not something I've ever done before. So.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Hojo.
Hojo is, but he seems nice. He thinks I'm a gentleman, so he clearly is not paying attention. Look, someone doesn't have this kind of scruffy hair. He's a gentleman, Hojo.
Right. I think I have I'm hiding it under here, but I have like a tail going on.
All right, there you go.
So, but nice use of words. But no, Hojo's a great YouTuber, great community member. He does a lot of great stuff. So he's definitely worth a check out. Constant supporter. All right. So I saw, in terms of backing, right, funding, like you said, you have over $9,000 or whatever. So you've pretty much reached all your goals. I saw you had some stretch goals, and I think you hit all of those, correct?
Yeah, we have one more that I put in the backer update that I didn't put on the front end of the site just because I've been so busy. Just the last day of a Kickstarter, you're kind of like messaging everyone you can just one last time, going, "Hey guys, just so you know, like we're there, like we need to do this." So at 10,000, if we get it, everyone's going to get a print. Here, I can even share screen if you want. I can show you. Yeah. Everyone's going to get a print. Just trying to be nice. I want to keep it real, Hojo. I want to watch this and go, I bought this gentleman's book, and then he reads it and be like, this is not a gentleman's book. So we will share this print. All right. So this print will be for everybody. So this is a print. This is not art in the book. This is not like a pinup or anything. This is, some art from a guy named Michael Watson. He does freestyle comics of the monster. And then this for a collector's kit. So for the high grade people, they will get this cover. It's a virgin cover exclusively to them, added on to what they play. And the collector's kit isn't that expensive. It's actually $60. And you get tons of covers. You're getting like 6 covers right now for $60. You're basically paying $10 a piece, which is pretty good. And this one will be a virgin exclusively to that, that you get at 10 grand.
That's amazing. That's
crazy. Yeah. But like, even if you don't, like, let's say you're just a regular backer. Like right now, we got you. You can still see them. We got an art print for the the Yankee Swappers. We gave you 4 additional pages. We gave you a patch because we're punk rock. You got to get a patch.
Need the patch.
You got a hollow sticker, and then you've got a magnet of the metal cover.
Sweet.
So, some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, and you got a metal cover, which is crazy, phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, we've got some great covers here in the whole collection, but the metal cover is definitely pretty sweet. And we're limiting those to 50. So there's not a lot of them to go around. In fact, I don't think there's many left. I think there's like 6, maybe.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Gonna have to check that out. And then I saw for international pledges, they get a little something extra.
Yeah. So for what I do for international pledges is I throw in the next highest tier from what they got. Okay. So if they got like the first level tier, it's just the 1 book, they're going to get 2 books. It's just me helping to compensate for the shipping. A little bit of weight doesn't really make that big of a deal. It's how I compensate and kind of pay them back for backing, because shipping is really hard. Even like, especially right now, I don't know if you know this, but Australia hates America. They just hate us because we're just going to give them COVID. So it's literally for a single issue, and I'm not exaggerating. This is no exaggeration. $63.45 is how much it costs for a single floppy comic book.
Ooh.
They don't want to pay that. I don't want them to have to pay that. So like we just kind of like agreed to disagree and then like and we don't ship elsewhere apparently.
Throw
But
something
at
at
least I can help if you need something or reasonable shipping because most of the other states are $30 or $20. I can throw in a little something extra to help out.
Not bad. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So yeah, Garden State Punk has
Granite State Punk. It's not
Granite.
Garden. That'd be Jersey. I am not. I don't support Jersey.
I screwed that one up.
And I know you're from New York. I know like you naturally hate New England because of Boston. I get it. We broke the curse.
Subconsciously, my brain was like, don't give New England any credit.
Don't give any credit.
It's from New Jersey. It'll be.
We like those jerseys a little bit because the crime. They make good mobster movies, and they gave us Kevin Smith. So Jersey can stay, but New England offers us nothing but Dunkin' Donuts, and it's not that great.
Right. Hey, I found that a gift card as a gift to anybody who lives in New England area, like a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, is a big tool in your pocket. Christmas rolls around and you've got like a $10, $15, $25, $50 Dunkin' Donut gift card, and it's like you gave them a gold bracelet or something. Like
you did. It's a beautiful thing that we can get. I like to. I go to Dunkin' every day. And I cannot, even though I'm from New England, I live in Florida now. I have successfully, I don't know if it's on purpose, on a subconscious level, have to live 20 minutes away from a Dunkin'. Like I have to be able to drive there to get a coffee within 20 minutes. And that was really hard when I first moved down here. There was like 4, but I found them and I moved right near them.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's really weird because I've been to New England a few times. Dunkin' Donuts are everywhere.
Yeah, sure.
It's like the equivalent kind of like it wasn't until recently, but Starbucks are just everywhere in New York now. They just popped up, the equivalent, but like Starbucks is very rare, compared to the amount of Dunkin' Donuts they have in the New England area, and they do exist. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
it's just Dunkin' Donuts is a whole nother ball game.
I mean, in Boston, there is Dunkin' Donuts across from Dunkin' Donuts. Like, it's not an exaggeration. There really is. Like, is that one too busy? Just go across the street. You don't want to, interfere.
One for the people going east and one for the people going west.
When my daughter was like 14, we took her to Boston and she wanted to eat. And, Dunkin' is good at a lot of things. Hi, Brian. Good at a lot of things, but they're not very good at food. Like food is not good. I mean, donuts are okay, but you just can't eat donuts for a meal. Right. And we tried to find her food and we just kept going to Dunkin' and it drove her crazy.
Hey, Lexus RoboCop.
Lexus RoboCop, dude.
Yes.
I have so many questions about that name.
Well, we can definitely throw a Q&A.
Because I've seen a RoboCop. They tend to get beat up, so you probably don't want it to be a Lexus. And Lexuses, when they get hit, they smush. So
high-end RoboCop.
Right.
It's the crumple zone. It's all about safety.
Right. But he's got really good reception and radio, like all the features. AC,
Right. You too cold? Just stand by Lexus RoboCop.
Just stand by Lexus RoboCop and he will help you out.
Right. And they could do dual climate. You stand on the right side, it's one temperature, stand on the left.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good feature.
Great one.
He has extra guns to hand out to people if things are bad because, they're very considerate. Here you go. I have extras. I'm driving a Lexus. I got a little extra.
There we go. All right. So I'm going to try to get this right one more time. Check out Granite State Punk.
Yes.
On Kickstarter. Very cool. Very punk. I love the art. Just very gritty, I think. Yeah. And I dig the covers, honestly. I think cover E was one of my favorite. And the metal cover is also really cool. It's pretty well funded, guys. So check it out. See if you like it. Jump on there. And if you have any questions about it, definitely throw it in the chat as we, more people.
Yeah, it is, for those who don't know me, which, this is a new network for me, so you probably don't. This is single-handedly the best thing I've ever written. And I'm not saying that to just sell. Like, it's very personal because it's from New England. My parents died a few years ago, and I'm still adjusting to that. But my parents were also drug and alcohol, like, heavy. So it's kind of me addressing, like, what I love about the state, what I love about the culture of the state, the live free or die motto, which is that's even hard to say, right? Like live free or die used to be like a motto I could live by. But now if I say that, you're like, so you're making a mass protest? No, I just like it's the motto of the state.
Right. It's our state. Stop being so sensitive.
Okay, so you drive a Lexus and your car is called RoboCop. Is what you're saying.
All right, so it's Lexus is named RoboCop. Hey, that's an awesome name. As long as it doesn't get banged up as much as the real RoboCop
Lexus can be a chip too. Like he's. I think this says dude, so I assume. But I've met a girl named Lexus, which is weird.
That's funny. And what's this? And I drive a 2019 ES350 in real life. Nice, sweet. And Sheev, Papa Time. Yeah, Star Wars.
Well, then you'll love this book. If Granite State, if you live in New England or live in New Hampshire, like you definitely want to pick this up in the next 15 hours because it is very, very New Hampshire focused, given also some cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean we're kind of close here by doing this 15 hours before the end, but hey,
I would hang out with you anyways. I love talking about comics, no problem for me at all.
Nice. I love comics too, which is I think where we're gonna head to next.
Yeah.
Let me just hello. Yeah, I think we got everybody in there. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Wait, here we got one more thing. I live in Lincoln.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this comic book shoot takes place in Rochester, New Hampshire, so right next to Dover, Portsmouth area. But it does address the Old Man in the Mountain, which is way closer to Verconia and Lincoln than where the rest of the book takes care of.
Yeah, and the Old Man in the Mountain, that's the cover on the metal cover. Is that image?
Yeah. So the link is granitestatepunk.com. I'm sure he'll have a link in the description after, but granitestatepunk.com.
Yeah.
If you could send that in the message if you want. I think that'll go to everybody, right?
Granite.com.
There you go.
Yes, had to make
There's
sure.
Your friend Travis. I do have a channel. Yeah, you can find me. It's just my name because I'm a creator. So when I do, and I'm gonna go live a couple times tonight, I only do it with creators. I kind of just hang out with creators. So it's not like hey, let's talk about my week of comics or what I think is good or what I spec. It's just me hanging out with the other creators and some good ones. Like last week I had Richard Dueck, who just did Wasteland Star-Lord, and he did the Harley Quinn Valentine's Day special, and Pat Shand, who's does Black Mask stuff.
Oh, awesome. We got another question. Sweet. And can I get myself a copy tonight?
Yeah. You can order it right now on granitestatepunk.com. That'll bring you to the Kickstarter. You can order it. And just so you know, all my stuff is done. I don't ever do anything without launching. So you'll get the digital pretty soon after the Kickstarter, and you'll get the printing. There is a paper shortage if you're not aware. So you'll get it as soon as I can get them. So normally it takes me about 2 weeks. It's probably going to take me closer to a month, but you'll get it by March, or by sometime in March.
Nice. Here's the link one more time. Check it out. And
yeah, it should be. I can give my actual thing. Nobody's ever asked my YouTube channel. They asked for my Substack or some of the other stuff, but
right.
It's my YouTube channel.
A lot of people like interviews. Yeah, seems to be a thing.
Right? Yeah. Apparently, you need to do more of these, right?
There we go.
Here, I'll send it in private chat, and you can do it. I thought I had a special URL, but maybe I don't. I don't know.
All right. They see two Travis Gibb accounts.
Yeah. So here's a fun fact. So if you don't know, if you know who the Bee Gees are. Bee Gees, Barry Gibb is his name. He has a son named Travis Gibb. His son is 42 years old. I am also 42 years old. We also both live in Florida. So algorithms get really confused by both of us.
Crazy. Well,
and I get messages all the time. Hey, can you get your dad to sign my Bee Gees album? I can, but it's probably not going to work out well for you. It's probably not what you're looking for.
All right. Here is the Travis Gibb you're looking for. This is Travis you're looking for.
Yeah, look at that. It has my face, and you're seeing me now. So hopefully you can figure it out.
Try to match it up. See what happens.
Right, try to match it up. You know?
All right. Awesome, guys. So yeah, support if you want. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there, bundles and single issues,
Yeah, and
digital copies.
all my old stuff is in there too. So if you have heard of me from like Broke Down in Four Dead Bodies, which is a book I did about guns, violence, F words, kind of like a Quentin Tarantino movie, you can get that. Cthulhu Invades Oz, which is a like an anthology. What happens when Cthulhu invades Oz? We're actually doing a sequel in March called Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. I got Voodoo Nations. If you like voodoo priests, we got all that shenanigans. And we just did a book called Holiday Spirits for the Christmas holiday that's in there. So you can get all those back issues as well.
Nice. You've got the occult. You've got holidays.
I got everything.
Just hitting on everything. All right. So let's talk about our pull list for
Let's do it.
We're both. Not only do we, do you write comics, and not only do I interview people, I read comics.
Right. Which is unfortunately rare. I don't know if you've done a lot of interviews, but unfortunately, a lot of our creators do not. They write because they're like, I don't like what's on the newsstand, so I'm writing new stuff.
Right.
I say they need to read more, but.
And my LCS, apparently, there's a writer. I don't know what he's working on. I think it's for a DC book or something, but he comes in every once in a while, and I see him there when I'm at the shop, and he talks to the local shop owner, but he's just constantly buying books as research because it's like his first comic, and he doesn't know, how to lay out panels and, how to write so that the panels are where he wants it, and just doing research so he can tell the artist like what the look of the book he wants, and I was like, oh man, there's people who read comics forever and can't get into the comic biz, and this guy's like, somebody I know somewhere was like, you want to write a comic? And
it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely,
and he's never written a comic before. I'm
gonna start Marvel, DC. You look like a Marvel guy based on the Spider-Man, but maybe I'm wrong.
I am a Marvel guy.
All right, so let's do Marvel first.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna move my Marvel stuff aside.
Yeah, I gotta pull it out somewhere. Here's some stuff, and just. I didn't think I have that much Marvel this week, and that's only because, like I said, my comic shop got gypped this week on some Marvel stuff. Thor, they didn't get Thor, and they didn't get Iron Fist, which, from what I'm reading, is and I gotta, I haven't confirmed it, but it's a brand new Iron Fist in the new Iron Fist book.
Yeah, there's a brand new Iron Fist. It is someone we know. If you are deep cut Marvel. It is someone we know, but Danny's in here too. So Danny's in every issue.
Oh, we got some Danny Rand, huh?
Yeah, you got Danny in it, so that's good to know. That's all I needed. But you did get Thor. Thor was out, and this issue of Thor was fantastic. So I'm a Kate's mark. I'll buy anything Kate's, but this one is something special.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love Kate's. What do I have I have from last week. I got this cover because I thought it was dope. And I already got Devil's Reign, but I was like, you know what? I gotta get this Luke Cage cover because it's just a cool yellow cover.
Man, and so you've read that one because I know you said you haven't read this week,
right?
That twist at the end of that was made me have an inferiority complex of comics, right?
Right.
You get the Mary reveal, right? And then you get the reveal after it. I won't spoil the after one, but Mary gets some of her stuff back. And you're like, wow, that's pretty epic. What's going to happen? You're all excited to see what happened to Mary. And you're like, oh no, that's nothing. That's just something for you. Like the real thing is right after. I was like, oh, it's getting down now.
Right. Then you flip. Yeah. It's actually a pretty cool splash page or you turn the page and you're like, what? Oh, and look, you've got another sub.
Oh, awesome, Alexis, thank you.
So
you only get my mocking your name one time, so I hope you weren't expecting that every time. I'm only going to mock you one time.
Everybody gets one. Everybody gets one. What else did I get? I got the Spider-Man. I've enjoyed the new run, especially since Zeb Wells has been leading the pack, so to speak, even though it changes writers every once in a while, and they're going to reboot it. But that's a story.
Yeah, I have been liking it. It took me a minute to adjust to the Ben Reilly thing. I thought the Ben Reilly thing, like, really, here's what I thought. I thought that Ben Reilly was in the book, so the movie could have one of the Spider-Men stay behind, and that was going to be Ben Reilly, and like it was going to be like kind of connected to the movie because it came out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden we got Ben Reilly.
Right.
I think we're kind of getting why Ben Reilly's there. I think they had like an overarching. I think they wanted to clean Peter off, right? Clean him off and refresh him. So they had to take him out of the picture for a little bit, so like it wouldn't stuff. Because I don't know if you remember when Dan Slott quit, and can't think of his name right now. Who took off Dan Slott? Nick Spencer. Like that first year was hard because you're so used to Dan Slott telling you how Spider-Man thinks and acts. You're like, that's not Peter, and you're like, it is. I just only remember Dan Slott Peter.
Yeah, because I think didn't Dan Slott set the record for most issues written on a Spider-Man title?
Correct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the you got another sub.
Thank you.
You got that's the Spider-Man that I think a lot of people remember, and a lot of young people probably that's the Spider-Man they grew up on or grew up with. So yeah, it was a very hard line. It was like traditionalists were like, "That's not our Peter," and then everybody else was like, "That's our Peter."
Right, yeah. I mean, he was there, but you're so used to hearing that Dan Slott voice. Dan Slott has voiced him a certain way for so long. You just got used to it, and then when someone else did it, you're like, "What's going on here? I don't like it." And I think that's really why Nick Spencer got such a negative beginning. Like I know in the end, like he was run on and couldn't figure out what he was doing. But like in the beginning, like, I think that's why he didn't get a big latch on support.
Yeah, it was rough. And people still bought it. But people didn't like it, which is the power of Spider-Man. Because every day you're like, I hope I like it today. I hope this week brings.
I think if he would have, because remember he fought the twins twice. We fought. I can't even think of that character's name. I don't know why I'm stuttering today.
Yeah.
What is her name? What is his name?
Right.
He literally was a villain for a year.
Hid in the shadows for most of it.
But he fought him the one time, and everyone had a big crossover, money and stuff. And then literally like a few months later, they have the big reveal of that it's the twins and blah blah blah. Right. Like if you would have get all that revealed the first one, we would have been happy with that storyline. It's because you didn't, and you dragged it on for no reason. Right, and then you keep going, and I wish I could remember that guy's name. I'm just gonna try. Agony? No.
It was some Kindred.
Yes, Kindred.
I saw his face, and then it popped in my head.
And
they knew before we did.
The thing about him is, good job, guys. The thing about Kindred is, I think Kindred's a decent villain. They made him so active in the community. Like we were so done with him by the time the big reveal is. We were never going to be satisfied. Like.
But the reveal too. I just remember reading it, and I would just complain to my friends. I'm like, I'm still reading Spider-Man. We're 52 issues in. When is he going to be in? Stop hiding him in the shadows. Put him in the book.
It was ridiculous. And there's some good stuff. Like I like the Craven when he was just hunting the animal things. There was a couple of good little storylines in the whole thing.
Yeah. What was really weird about the series, not weird, but it was when they did all like the tie-ins, but they were, so it'd be like you'd have Amazing Spider-Man 72, and then you have like Amazing Spider-Man 72, whatever it is.
Beyond, BY or point one or whatever. Yeah. BEY.
I just call it Bay, like Beyonce. It's my Bay.
This is my Bay.
This is the piece I need, to complete the whole set. But it's just weird that I think a lot of people don't get it. They're like, oh, this is part of the main run. And then they read it and they realize like sometimes the Spider-Man's not even in the book. It's all the side characters.
Right.
And they're like, what's going on here? So I think at times that's turned people off too, but they're still doing it with the new run. Honestly,
I think they'll figure it out. I think it's just it's rough and trying to figure it out. And people love Miles so much right now and Gwen, and they're trying to figure out how to get all that taken care of. And I think Spider-Man's in a rough little spot right now.
It is, but I still love it. You got any more Marvel books?
Yeah, of course. You got no? You're done?
I got one more.
All right, what do you got?
I got the Hulk. So we got some more Donny Cates action.
So good. My favorite so far. And I don't like the Hulk, like, just for the record. Like, I'm not a huge Hulk fan. I'm just buying it for Donny Cates. I didn't buy. I bought the trade for the last run, like, the Alan Hewin run, which was good. Like, I get why people loved it, but I didn't get suckered in. But I'm back, Donny Cates.
I like what he's done with the Hulk. I mean, I haven't read this issue, but yeah, he's turned the Hulk basically into a tank, which is pretty much what he is if you think about it, right? Like, if you were forming a group and let's say you're playing D&D, right? You need a wizard, you need a rogue of some sort, you need a tank to take all the damage, right? The Hulk, that's what he is. By all accounts, he's going to be the one who takes and deals the damage.
I'm just waiting for him to write a Maker series. Like, his Maker is so good when in Venom. I want a Maker series by Donny Cates. I will buy the crap out of that.
Yeah, the Maker character did seem like he was definitely vicious or whatever.
Yeah,
but he also, in a way, humanized him. Like, he just wanted to go home, and even though his home was destroyed, like, there were some pieces of him that that made him humanized him, but at the same time, you're like, I don't want anything to do with this guy.
I'm still not convinced that was the Ultimate Universe in Venom. Like, I know that they said it was, and it was the right number, but like.
Right.
Very different from last time we were there. I'm just saying.
Right.
So I had to catch up on Wolverines. So I got issue 3 today, and then the last 2 for last week. Nice. We were talking before the show. I really like Hickman's part of Wolverine, so I'm catching up on that. I got Fantastic Four. Nice. I followed Dan Slott over to Fantastic Four.
Dan Slott,
I don't love it, but I'm reading it.
I haven't been reading the Fantastic Four, but I love Dan Slott's writing. I think he did a really good job with the Silver Surfer. Spider-Man, I by all accounts, I liked his Spider-Man stuff. I liked Superior.
Yeah, I love Superior. And I picked up this. Is this a pull list? It just didn't come in?
Venom. You know what? I missed the book because I definitely have the Venom. So definitely missed it. And I actually like this cover. It's pretty cool.
That book is crazy. Like, you have no idea what that book's about. Like, literally, you'll read it, you'll have no idea what that's about. This is one of those books you're like, this is going to be super important in like 7 issues. I have no idea what's going on now, but 7 issues from now.
and this one, I have to read it because Al Ewing came back, because Ram V's been writing the last couple ones. They kind of co-wrote, I guess, the first one.
Yeah, from what I understand, Ewing is writing Eddie Brock. So when Eddie Brock's around,
right?
Even though he's dead, when Eddie Brock's around, Alan Ewing's writing, and when Dylan's around, it's Ram V. So
spoiler: Al Ewing's back, so Eddie may be back. Maybe it's a flashback. I don't know. We'll read it.
No. Last issue they showed that Eddie was around.
He's around, but there's like 2 Eddie Brocks,
right?
So there's a lot of stuff happening.
I'm reading this. This is bad. I just don't understand why this exists. This is like I need to watch this train wreck.
Right.
Like, Doc Ock when you're reading Devil's Reign, you're like, why does Doc Ock have alternate Doc Ocks who are super, like, why?
I stayed away from it pretty hard.
Yeah, you should have. You made the right call. I liked Doc in the last Spider-Man. I like following Doc from Superior Spider-Man. Like, Superior Spider-Man was amazing. Right. And then I bought this.
Okay, the voices.
Now, we may have some issues here, and I apologize. So I bought this not because of the initiative. I bought it because my boy Night Thrasher was on there.
Let me get you. Let me make you a little bigger.
Night Thrasher. I bought my boy Night Thrasher.
Night Thrasher. Yep, he's there.
So, and then I read the book, and Night Thrasher is not in this book. And I can't complain about it on the internet because then people are like, oh, so you hate the Black Ridge? No, I love all these characters. But I bought it for Night Thrasher because he doesn't have, like, I don't get to spend time with Night Thrasher at all.
That's funny. That's like, was it the Dark Ages book recently came out, and there was some Miles Morales was on the cover with some Venom too, and he wasn't even in the first issue. Like, why are we putting people on the cover if they're not in the book?
Right, and DC has a policy that you can't do that. In fact, I don't know if you know this. That's how Tyranny got Harley Quinn. He had requested Harley Quinn. They did a cover with Harley Quinn. but he got declined Harley Quinn. He's like, well, but she's already on the cover, like, and you already solicited it. I have to have Harley Quinn, and that's
Right.
how he gets for the run because she wrote it on the thing, which is fantastic. He's like, so the secret of DC is you just have the cover artist do it, and then they're kind of stuck with it.
It's your rule. What do you mean? You can't break
Right?
your rules. You set 'em. I gotta have that character.
Right? I gotta have she's on the cover. You don't want to ruin your rule.
There we go.
You want to go to the DC next?
Amazing. Yeah, let's do some DC. What do I have from DC? All right. Yes. All right. I only have 2 DC books this week.
I have 3, so we're not that far apart.
All right. You want to start first since you have one more than me?
Sure. I got Nightwing.
Oh, nice. That is a cool cover.
What's that?
That's a cool cover. I've actually been liking the Nightwing covers, and the stories are pretty cool too.
Yeah, Tom Taylor is killing it over here at Nightwing.
Yeah.
This is a crossover with his Superboy, with the controversial stuff. This actually is a 2-parter, which I wasn't aware of. So I guess Superboy comes out next week or a couple weeks from now, and you have to get that.
So you're forced to dive into.
Yeah, I've never bought it. I'm not a fan of the John. I'm not a fan of the Superman as a general. I'm like,
yeah,
he's not my thing.
He's in recent times, just because he right, Superman, he's just so he's perfect. And
right,
nobody likes
guys. You cannot like Superman. He just doesn't fit in your Marvel realm of characters.
Hey, chop and drop. Happy new comic book day evening. And CBF, comic book friend. Awesome. Yeah, Chop's great guy too. Brian, who was here, Lexus Robocop, dude. These are all people who are part of the YouTube community.
Yeah, awesome.
They're all really cool people.
Well, and Cole is the one who introduced us.
Cole introduced us, and Cole's an awesome guy too. So there's so many awesome guys out there too. And I'm assuming the comic burritos.
Yeah, I'm on the show all the time.
Yeah,
on the Discord and Poser. I do Poser show.
Oh, okay.
Rat Comics likes me, and Bearded likes me. Like all those are I know all those guys.
Poser's Bearded was one of the first people I met. Bearded comic bro, right. And he's awesome. He's a cool guy. Awesome, a genuine kind of guy. Poser. Comic book Poser. He threw me so many freebies. Like I bought some stuff off of him, and it took like a month to ship, and I got like a bunch of old Iron Man Silver Age books and stuff, and I was like, sweet. So I love Poser too. Bunch of cool guys out there. The comic burritos, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Just awesome. I could gushing over everybody forever.
Yeah, YouTube has a great comics community. Yeah. It's really good. I love watching and hang out with you guys. You guys get some cool interviews. You guys sell some good stuff.
It's a good time. So I got the Justice League 72.
I do as well.
Nice. I'm actually like 3 issues behind on this, so I have to catch up.
Yeah, I haven't read any of the Flush thing. You were with me. Again, you're a Marvel guy. I'm a Marvel guy. We're reading it because of Bendis, whether or not we admit it or not.
Right.
Even though we don't really like it, we're just buying it. And then they announce that they're dying, so we got to keep going.
Right.
Yeah. I don't even like the dark part of it. I don't even read the Ramby dark stuff, and I know it's good, but I'm just like, all right, Bendis wears me out on.
By the time you're done. Bendis and Hickman, I feel like I need a nap after sometimes. Right. I'm like, even when it's great, I'm like, you know what? I just need to lay down for a little bit.
That's why I like, the crossover issue where it's like, did he go full Bendis? And you got the giant word bubbles. Never go full Bendis.
Yes. Chop. As we keep going, Chop and Drop actually sent me some stickers, so I just wanted to share that with everybody. That's a little icon. So that's pretty cool. And he's got a package coming for me. So thank you again. And I always want to show. I have a sticker myself, and I always want to show it, and then I always forget where I put it. So never mind. And then I'll find it as soon as we're done. It'll literally end up next to me.
You'll have to go live for a minute.
There it is.
One more thing, guys.
Come back. Here's my sticker. All right. I guess we're down to our last DC books.
Yeah, I got Robin.
Yeah, Robins. I got Batman Detective.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in. At first, it took me a while to adjust to the covers, the cover artist
Mhm.
that's been doing them. But the more I see them, the more I like them. And I think Mariko Tamaki's she's the first woman writer on a Batman title, and I think she's doing a bang
Correct.
up
Yeah.
job. She's doing a really good job using the Bat family in the Batman.
Yeah, I heard that storyline is pretty good. Like it's starting to really kick off now, right? Like it took a few issues to figure out what was going on, but now everyone knows what's going on. You guys are trying to figure it out,
right? And definitely gained some traction. And yeah, it's odd because Batman's not in Batman Detective. It's more
well,
like
he's in New York. He's I mean he's in England getting beat up by Batman Inc.
right. It's true, the continuity thing, but it's a good book, and the only complaint I've heard from a lot of people is that it's like a $5 book, and it's coming out weekly for 11 weeks.
Ouch.
So it's pretty rough, to drop, where you were dropping, $5 on the book a month. Now you're dropping $20 on the book. So it's crazy. Do you want to just to make sure you're live? Do you want to talk about
talking about Batman? I'm not going to get that excited, Cole. Like, I mean, I like Batman, but not that much. I had to drop Batman Urban Legends when it started. It had such a high class of writers. So it had Chip Zdarsky, it had Rosenberg, it had Ramsey, and then all of a sudden, it was like bait and switch. Look at all these really cool people, and then not so much. And it was like $10 a book. I was like, nope, I'm sorry, Batman Urban Legends, you got to go.
We've got them hooked.
And zero Urban Legends, by the way. There's no werewolf, there's nothing.
Right. Oh, so one of my cohorts here on the channel has seemed to pop in the back. Hello, Mr. Webb.
Hey, Webb.
What's going on, guys? We talking nerdy?
We're talking nerdy. We're talking not so dirty, but we're talking comics.
That's awesome. Love it.
Yeah, we're basically sharing what we pulled this week. So we went through our Marvel and DC. I don't know. You got anything within arm's reach?
Not new. We can talk. We can talk old school if you want, but I don't have anything new next week.
Got some pulls. Yeah. Do you want to mention anything about Robins? You had Robin or Robins?
It's Robins. Yeah, Robins has been really good. I like Robin better, but Robins has been really good. Apparently, this was a comicsology book that came out a few months ago, but
okay. So you can read
but it's been pretty good. It's nothing amazing, but they're building some cool dynamics.
Yeah,
Robin was one of the books that I did not expect to actually like the Robin singular one.
Oh, that book is so
deathmatch bullshit, whatever. And then I was like, oh no, this is a lot of fun.
I kind of dug the Mortal Kombat vibe.
Yeah, totally.
Well, and I really like Connor Green Arrow. I read that back in the day. So just seeing him show, because literally he is one of the few characters who weren't even mentioned in New 52. They're no one cared about him. Right. We've got the Arrow TV show. We don't have time to add Connor. We're not going to dig that deep. We're not going to get through it.
Right.
They did. All right. Shall we go indie?
Yeah.
3. That's my deepest one. I got about 5 books.
I got 5 books as well.
Right. And Webb,
I write indie. I got to have some indie.
Yeah.
And Webb,
you could definitely give us some insight as to what you think. Eric reads a lot of books too. So I got this one. I picked it up somehow. Apparently it sold out last week, but I found it in a comic shop. So
okay.
I got Land of the Living Gods. This one I actually did manage to read. It's an interesting story written by Isaac Moganjani. I probably butchered it, but it's an interesting story about gods and ghosts and the afterlife and living gods on Earth. It's actually an interesting book. I'm not quite sure why there was a ton of spec on it, but people just bought it off the shelves, and it's
Aftershock has a little bit of spec. It's just kind of their thing, right?
Aftershock and Behemoth. I feel like both of them these days. It's any number 1 is all of a sudden it's just gone, and then number 2 just seems to hang out on the shelf for a little bit. And,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
At least though, Aftershock, you're going to see those guys. Most Aftershock writers, you will see them within 2 or 3 months at Marvel and DC. He tends to do a really good job of picking people. Like David Pepos did Scouts Honor over this year. It's now Savage Savage Avengers writer.
Right.
You know, you see a lot of that transition tends to be.
The quality is there.
They're really good at going, so this haha's doing really well. Let's try a bunny mask. Does that work? No, that's not working. All right, let's try a maniac in a mask. Let's just try Jason. Let's just do a Jason.
I love Bunny Mask, man. That was a fun ride.
That book was wild. Like, I don't know what it's about, but it's fantastic.
So when they did, I forgot, I was watching some show, but they were talking about Maniac New York, where Bronx is burning. And they made a joke about him going to a Bronx school. And they're like, well, this book is going nowhere because the Maniac is not making it out of a school in the Bronx. So, which I thought was a funny joke.
That one guy who was like, you know what? My favorite Jason movie was Jason Takes Manhattan. So I'm going to make that my series. I assume that's how it came up.
Probably.
Nobody gives it any respect. All right. So I will take, let's see. I'll go AWA, Crimson Cage.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
John Lees is the guy you should be reading. He is fantastic. Everything he does is gold if you love horror stuff. He does this book for AWA, and he does Hotel. Very good stuff. There's a book called Dig, and
that's a good one.
What is it? With Sync. Like really, really good stuff. Highly recommend. So that book is basically 80s retelling of Hamlet using wrestling.
All right. That sounds like a grab. Get it, guys. I'm going to get it. All right. Speaking of Maniac in New York, I forgot I had this hanging. But I actually went to C2E2, and that's where I grabbed this.
Okay.
And, Andrea Muti autographed it for me right there. So that was cool. Secret, I haven't read it yet, but
because we're talking about things we haven't read.
Yeah.
I am 4 issues into this book, and I have not read a single issue yet.
Me too. I have the entire run so far. Haven't fucking read a single.
I haven't touched it. I assume it's well. I like handless stuff, but
yeah.
I have not read a single issue yet, so I'm sure it's very good.
Your issue's a lot less wavier than mine. I don't know. But I've actually read.
Probably where are you at?
Oh, New York.
New York. It's the cold weather. I got the Florida weather. Our stuff. Little more 9.9 over here.
It's like you guys got the built-in press, like
right. Then we got CGC right here, so we just drive it over, and then we wait a year and a half for it, just like everybody else.
Right.
So I've been reading this, even though it covers some dark material. They've managed to make it lighthearted and funny with death and shootings and brains and stuff everywhere. It's a dark comedy. But I'm digging it. Honestly, I can understand why people may or may not like it. There's a lot of things going on in that book, but
I gotta read it to tell you whether or not I like it. I don't know.
When you guys catch up, it'll be awesome. All right, what else do we have?
I got Silver Coin.
I was gonna say the new Silver Coin came out. I'm excited for that one.
I did not get Silver Coin.
I haven't read it yet. So
Such a great series.
It is. Who's writing it now? I know it started with Lemire, and then it's
a new one every go. So
this is Vida Alelia.
Okay,
the name is familiar.
I forget
what else Vida is.
Vida.
Last week,
she did Excalibur and so.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Jeff Lemire did last issues, right? Or is that Ed Brisson?
Brinson, I think, did the last.
Was it Brisson?
Might
have been.
We have to Google.
But yeah, it's like such a ridiculous cast of characters with Brisson, Lemire, Kelly Thompson, Zdarsky. Like it's such a great crew.
Well, as a comic writer, last issue was so good. Like I could predict everything that happens. I've watched enough media, I've read enough books, but it was done in such a beautiful way. Like I was just like, oh, it's like one of those familiar things. You're like, I've read this before, but I love that I get to read it again and experience it in a new way. You can predict everything that happened in that story from beginning to end, but it was just comforting and well told. With great 9 panels, everything was 9 panels. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's great. So you just need that comfort food. Like you're like, I know every one of these beats, but goddamn, it feels good to be in them.
It's like a Spider-Man fights Rhino. He's just gonna punch. He's eventually just gonna web him up and flip him over, and he'll be on his back, and he can't get up, and everything's gonna be fine.
Totally.
All right, I got this book.
Of course, you got that book.
Of course,
you can't be reading comics without getting that book.
Yeah.
Right?
Remember when we got the #1 like 5 years ago, and then it came back out again?
Yeah. So Eric and I were at New York Comic Con, and we got both our issues signed by Rosenberg and Boss.
Oh man, really?
Yeah.
And it was like it was numbered because they only had a certain amount. It was before
They were
it came
like
out of
practically
mass
begging
printing.
people to buy the books too, because like I forget we were looking at something else, and Rosenberg was like, "Yeah, man, check this out, check this out." I was like, "All right,
This book
sure."
here. I actually have to go back and find it and see if it actually has like the image stamp on it because I'm not
I
even
don't think
sure
it does.
if it.
No, I don't think it does either. I know it's even hard to find on eBay because I looked for it when it came out because I was going to get it because I'm a huge fan of the series. Really pissed off about the record. Like I was the third person in line at my store. They got 2. I was like,
Yeah, I
son
really
of
want one of those.
That sucks.
And I got the worst part is I got dropped. Like I was the second person asked for it. Somebody beat me to it, but they put the first guy. He was like, dude, the guy got every variant cover, all the way up to like 500. Like got them all. I was like, well, of course you got to give him it,
Right?
I'm not that guy.
Oh man, that's rough.
And then the last one for me is Turtles. I always get Turtles.
Turtles.
I have not been reading that.
I got Canto number 3.
Okay.
Well, not Canto number 3. Canto 3.
Canto
6.
You don't need to read Turtles, by the way. It's not good. I can't stop. It's just not. It's really bad.
And I do have one more. I'm not even sure if it's gonna play on TV. By the way, I love Canto. Just throwing it out there. We met Zucker and Bohr at it was New York Comic Con. Pretty cool guys. And I love the story. Like it's a kid. It's almost like it reminded me of Wizard of Oz off the bat, but like it's the only like book I read where I'm like, all people can read this, like children of all ages, but also at some points I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cry and I'm reading a kid's book. Oh, what are you doing? So I don't know if this is gonna play, but this is the Ash Can.
Ash Can?
No.
Yeah, something is killing the children.
No.
21. I managed to.
How much did you spend on that? That's what I want to know.
I got
75.
No, I got it for 40.
40.
That's why I'm not even like ashamed to like put out a number or be like, wouldn't you like to know? I was like, I got it for 40.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, last I
I was trying to talk to my shop and they're just like, I don't know, maybe.
It was. I messaged my local shop guy like the night before and was like, hey, any chance if you get the Ash Can, I can snatch it from you. And in the past, he's even like just given me Ash Cans. Like he's given me Ash Cans that like had value, whatever. So, but I didn't ask him for it for free. I was just like, anyway, I can have dibs on it,
Right.
So didn't hear from him until maybe 3:30 this afternoon or something. I was like, oh well, he sold it or something like that, or didn't get one. And then he just shot me a message and was like, it could be yours for 50. It's going for over 100 on eBay. He's very cool like that. And then when I got there, I still haggled him down to 40. Even though he like.
I mean, you gotta try, right?
Yeah. Another store actually. I wanted to get one from them, but they said they never got my message. And the shop owner literally said, if I known you wanted it, he said I would have put it to the side for you, but he didn't tell me how much he was going to charge me for it. But it probably would have been closer to the original
prices.
Yeah, I was so mad. Going back to furthest place from here, like there was a store that had the record, and they announced that they had it, and you go and do it. But he never ups the price. That's kind of his thing. He's 9.9 comics. You got to buy it. But I come in, $150 sticker on there. I was like, oh. He's like, well, it's $200 on eBay. Yes, right. But it's $10. It's a $15 book. Like you never up the price on anything. But today's the day. Today's the day you do it.
Oh man,
I was so
mad. Speaking of comics, I went to like this warehouse sale and they had a bunch of books for 50 cents. I'm not gonna go through all the books because it's a lot. But what I will say is I got for 50 cents a book. I got this guy. Found that in there.
Nice, King Shark. Nice.
Yeah. So that was 50 cents and it's in really good shape. No spine ticks. I should probably put it in a bag and board, but whatever. It was 50 cents. And what else? I got the first Doom Patrol from the 1987 series. So not the very first ones, but when they rebooted it in 87.
Nice.
All for 50 cents. What else did I get? I got a Green Arrow.
I pulled one of those out of a dollar bin like a year ago, I think.
I have no idea why I took this book, but I was like, you know what? It's got Spider-Man on it in the background, so that it was 50 cents. Whatever.
I bought a personal grail this week. So this is my favorite comic of all time. It's Crimson #7.
Okay.
But this is a foil one that I found in the comic store, signed by Ramos with a certificate of authenticity.
Ooh.
Like this is in. I don't know if you know that Brian Augustus died like 2 weeks ago. Mark Waid made an announcement that he died of a heart attack. Yeah, not a lot of people know him, but he was an editor over at DC during the Speed Force when Mark Waid created the Speed Force. So most people know him for that. The biggest thing that you guys would probably know him for is Batman by Gaslight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Batman, he's a writer of Batman by Gaslight.
Oh,
but you really only know that because of Mike Mignola, not because of.
right. Here's an interesting thing I found. 50 cents. New Defenders 125. I don't know. It was listed as a minor spec in one of the apps, but I just was flipping through it because I like to flip through the books, and I found an autograph in there. Nice. And yeah, it's the inker, not the inker, sorry, the artist, Don Perlin, but there's actually two artists. But
I was gonna say, it looked like it said Ron Perlman. I was like, what the fuck is he writing in that book?
That was a joke that I was making with the guy at the warehouse. He like read it too, and he's like, Ron Perlman, and I was like, no, Don Perlin. And he's like, all right. But yeah, and then I managed to find a Secret Wars 2 #1 because we all love some Secret Wars.
Yeah, that's worth 50 cents.
Yeah, we love Secret Wars, not Secret Wars 2.
Right.
Yes.
You got the wrong one. I'm like,
by the way, do you know why that? I can tell you why that Defenders is spec. By the way, that's the in that issue. There's the Iceman with the Iceman where he's with the guy, the chick who becomes a guy, like she's a changeling. If I remember correctly, and that's the first like what Bendis used as he's gay because of this one time.
Right.
We've all had that one time where we're with a guy. That doesn't make us gay. We just, you know.
But yeah, no. Now that you said that,
just makes you human.
It just makes you human. You get curious, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and we're not in the time where we have Bath's house where we can just hang out together. You know, we just be naked. Like so, we've got to experiment different ways. It's 2022, guys.
Yeah, you can't say you don't like something until you tried it, right? That's what I tell my kid every day at dinner.
That's what I said here.
How can you say you don't like it if you never tried it?
Right.
Oh, and then we got New World Order, Biggie in the house. What's up, Biggie Shack? Yo. And then
I thought I looked away. I clicked away from it. I was like, "You got a New World Order comic book?" Like I didn't even know they had made a New World comic book.
Nope. I wish. What else did I get? Oh, I got because who doesn't love all the Gunslinger spawns for 50 cents? So grab those. There's some other stuff. Oh, I don't know if you ever read this, A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, but I was like, I'll just grab all the cover ones that are in there.
Yeah.
As we go through all these books, I got a West Coast Avengers with Spider-Man on the cover.
Oh, nice.
So that's a variant for some reason.
I was gonna say.
Well, yeah, that's the Spidey PlayStation. That's a Spider-Man PlayStation like series of covers.
Gotcha. What else? I got a Doom #2 because I couldn't find Doom 2099 #1, and I was like, how can I not find Doom 2099 issue 1 in the 50 cent bin? But I found it. I found that. And you know, just because I wanted some 90s goodness, I had the Strike file.
Strife.
I remember buying that the second print because it was all silver cover. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be worth more. And buying it again, being like, no.
They even got you with the special, like the bug on it that says special X-Men collectible.
What breaks my heart about buying comics? So when I was a kid, I would pay the extra $1 for the premium edition to get the rougher covers. And now, like spec wise, those are worth less because they're graded higher. And I was like, what the fuck? I literally paid more to make it special, and they're like, no,
and now,
you're stupid as hell. You should have bought the regular one and saved $1.
Yeah. silly boys.
Right. So because I have every X-Men and every Spider-Man since I was 9 years old.
Wow.
So I have all of that, the whole run. I've collected it all the way through. Actually, I take that back on X-Men. When they did the X-Men vampires, like I had to drop it for that year. I just couldn't. And the worst part is I read it later and I was like, oh, that's not actually that bad. But like when Blade is on every cover of my X-Men, I have to cancel. Like I just something what's happening.
Something about
I think that was when I think I started to get back into collecting X-Men and just had that moment of looking at some of these things and going, what are my life choices right now? Okay.
Yeah, and then this is the last thing I'm going to show off, but I did manage to find some really cool Invaders 35 centers. We got Invaders meet Frankenstein.
Nice.
That's fun.
Right. And yeah, if you look, Frankenstein's obviously playing for the wrong side. I don't know. Depends on your
Is that worth anything?
It is.
Because sometimes those Universal Monster stuff, like anytime you get any of those guys in there, they tend to be worth something.
Yeah, I think this one, when I looked it up, was like a $30 book or something like that. So, then I got Invaders 33, and I grabbed that because you got Namor and the Submariner and Thor fighting there. Here's one that I think is also worth and near mint condition is probably worth $60. I don't know what this is. But this is issue 32. But if you look who's on the cover,
Hitler?
Yep.
Yeah.
Books.
Fun.
Apparently, books that have Hitler on the cover are worth something. They're a collector's item.
Well, there's a certain group of white people who are big fans of it. If you were not aware,
you weren't aware.
Right. They don't like Cap anymore, but they like Cap back in the day.
Here's another one. This is U-Man from the Nazi from Atlantis. He's a Nazi from Atlantis.
You tend to be buying a lot of Nazi books too. Is that something we should be concerned about? Well,
I saw them in the in the bin, and I was like, you know what?
Just almost went into a German accent there.
I saw them in the bin. I grabbed them.
Nothing happens. We were on vacation. All right.
Signed in the wrong time of the show.
That's it for that.
Springtime for Hitler, quick.
Yeah. I did get this too in the 50-cent bin. Apparently, this is a variant that sold for more at the time, but not anymore. So it's worth 50 cents now. And look, it's foil and shiny. So we know in the future it'll be worth even less.
Right. You better CGC that now, quick.
Get it out the door. Get it. All right. So we went through the comics. Whatever.
Went through comics.
Yeah.
Went through the Kickstarter.
We went through the Kickstarter
again. You talked about the Kickstarter. All right.
We did. We can bring it back. We can bring it back full circle before we go.
Yeah. For anybody who who wasn't done already.
Because you weren't here, but if you watch the rewind, you can hear me say Granite State Punk, but actually I say Garden State Punk because I needed to take it out of the New England area and bring it back to the Tri-State.
Yeah, that's the one that Zach Braff wrote, right?
Yeah, and
coming of age story.
Right. So let's bring this up.
So yeah, this is my book, Granite State Punk. It's about I'll scroll through it for you guys. About this guy named Zeke. Zeke is living at this house. Zeke is on house arrest because he likes to party and be a punk rocker. Lots of drugs, lots of alcohol. He breaks the fourth wall a lot in this book, which is kind of cool. He is staying here and his parents are dead. And he realizes that maybe he's been drinking for a reason. There's a lot of fourth wall break-ins about witches, and we've got a large-ass bone golem, punk rock, lots of really cool stuff. These are all the books that I've done on Kickstarter. And I've successfully fulfilled all of them. This is my 12th campaign. Cool stretch goals when we get to it. The Yankee Swappers, which is a wonderful print for the fictional punk band that we have in the book.
Nice.
We unlocked 4 additional pages. We unlocked a patch because you need a patch, right? If you're going to do punk.
Sure.
Can't be punk without a patch.
We've got a holograph sticker. You'll see that cover in a minute. The cover's pretty dope, and the holograph sticker of it is even doper. In fact, I can actually show you guys that live in a second. We got a cover magnet because cover magnets are cool. These are all the extra books you're going to get for backing it digital. So all those you get. There's also another one that is announced in the updates. This is cover A, and they're pretty affordable, by the way, guys. You can back me for $3 for digital. To get the physical, it's 12. So it's we're not breaking the bank here.
Yeah.
It's cover B, live free or die. If you're in New Hampshire, that's their motto. I added the motherfucker. That's not officially their motto. I just added that.
Should be.
And get a vanity plate and
Right.
Because that won't get you pulled over at all.
Well, if they pull you over, you're gonna be like, "Look, it's live free or die." Like this is my.
Right.
You only give me two options.
Yeah, our state is literally punk rock, man. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
This is you gotta have a chick and a monster cover. You gotta have that. So that's our cover C. And then this is that cover with all the cool graffiti on the wall, a virgin. And then Stefano, I don't know if you've seen this guy. He does a lot of work for Second Sight and for Scout. I mean, he does such a unique style. Like nobody does art like that, which is really cool in comics. Yeah. He does full books like this, guys. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty cool.
That's really nice.
Yeah, that's
one. And this is the medal. So this is the Man in the Mountain, which is New Hampshire landmark, and we punkified it a little bit, and that's our medal. Then there's a special edition where I'll take the black and white and I will punkify it for you. I'm going to add all sorts of graffiti and remark it for you.
Nice.
And there's a good preview right here. You can read it. As you see, I kind of break the fourth wall. We talk in Game of Thrones here. The art is really, really modern. If you're reading like Something's Killing the Children or Automol or, anything Vault, it kind of has that like scratchy Sean Murphy kind of look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very good. This is the most I've ever paid for an art team. As you see, he seems to dig a whole bunch of skeleton heads up. So lots of really cool stuff in here. We got the monster. But yeah, that's kind of my book. And, these are all the pledge levels. If you're a digital guy, you can get everything I own for $35. There's a couple of trades in here, all sorts of cool stuff. But yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
You guys have any questions?
Yeah.
No, I'm stoked. I'm excited to help support this thing. I'm excited to get into my dirty little hands and read it.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've heard of me, but all my stuff is complete before I put it to Kickstarter, so I don't ever wait. So everything is 100% done. You can see that in the Kickstarter. So the minute the Kickstarter is done, the digital go out, and then I'll send it out to the printer too. There is a paper shortage, so maybe a little bit, but it's not going to be crazy long. You'll get it within 30 days,
right?
Which is pretty cool. And here is the patch.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. And then I'll show you the shiny sticker. I happen to have it right here.
Shiny.
And I know, Will, from earlier, you're a big sticker fan.
You love me some stickers. I can't even find my own, but I got stickers. We had I showed a chop and drop sticker. But go ahead, ask the question.
So this is a one shot, right? Is there anything of this potentially going into an ongoing, or is this just a one and done, or what's up?
We'll probably do a sequel just because of how well it did. This is my most successful single issue. I will also give you a spoiler too. If you look at all my other campaigns, well, I won't give you a spoiler, but I'm going to let you guys be intelligent, okay? Every campaign, all 11 other ones, I had a retail tier, and I sold really well on them. And then all of a sudden for this one, I don't have a retail tier. There's probably a reason why I cannot or did not sell it to retail this time. So if you do think that it could be somewhere else later, maybe with a different logo or branding on it, that might be a good assumption.
Like a certain other book we once acquired, Eric.
Right. Well, that is on.
I can't give the exact details, but I think you guys can read between the lines of what I'm trying to say there.
Picking up what you're putting down. Picking it up.
So, yes, as you guys keep talking, as I order my book, right?
What's the multiples option?
They do an add-on. Actually, you can buy extra covers in the add-ons.
Right.
And if you remember my Substack, there's actually an exclusive cover for my Substack that you can get. You cannot. I will not show the cover unless you're on my Substack.
Okay.
But guess what? You can quickly sign up to my Substack and then buy it. It's $10 in add-on. It's not a hard, difficult thing to do.
Nice.
And if you pay, you get it for free. If you're a paid member of my Substack, you get it for free.
There you go.
Awesome.
What's
So check it out.
is there an easy URL for that for folks?
Yeah,
to
travisgibb.substack.com. It's super easy. And what we're doing, by the way, for the paid members, I only got a little bit left because I've got a show at 9 actually with the whole creative team of Granite State Punk. But we're gonna make a comic together. That's what we're doing with my Substack. Because I'm not a big guy, but I know how to do Kickstarters. I know how to make a comic book. I've done quite a few. So we're gonna make a comic together. So my Substack group. I get it, I'm not Donnie Cates, I'm not Steven. I can't really show you stuff, but we're going to make a comic together. So I pitched all my ideas. Here's my 5 ones I want to do. People have been voting on it, so we're going to pick one, and then I'm going to go. All right, here's my characters. Let's name them together. Here's 5 people who I can afford for art. Who do you want to use? And we're going to go through the whole process together. You guys are going to give feedback on the script, and we're going to go from beginning to end. At the end of the year, we're going to have a comic, which is pretty cool.
I love that. That's awesome.
And it's $5 a month, or you can pay, I think it's like $50 for the whole year, And if you pay, you get every Kickstarter that you back of mine, you will get a free cover that's only for the Substack members. So nice. For this one, I'm printing like 10. So it's super low limits, and they'll be hand numbered and everything.
That's great. And that's perfect for all the comic fans out there, because we always sit there and tell people how they should be writing their comics, and now they literally can do it.
Right.
This is the comic I want you to make.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's been really cool. I pitched some ideas, and it's kind of like pitching. And I'm even going to go so far. I've told them I'll even go, if you don't want me to go to Kickstarter, I won't go to Kickstarter. Do you want me to submit it? Where do you want me to submit it to? Let's get those rejection letters together. Right. We'll write a pitch. Scout, you like it? Aftershock Image. Who wants to? We'll get rejection letters. Let's do it. Right. Come on, fam.
Everybody gets a copy.
Everybody's copy, and you guys will get credit in the book as producers, which is cool.
Yeah, nice,
awesome,
nice. Put that on your resume.
Right.
So if you look, I have the Substack link up. Obviously, it's not the one that Travis gave us because I decided to put the harder one. But there it is. So you can check out the Substack. Should you want to? And it's free to sign up.
Yeah. The newsletter's free. The paid premium is when you make a comic with me. But if you just want to know what's going on with me, and because I have 9 books coming out this year. For different stuff, and I have some announcements of people I'm working with for other companies and stuff like that. If you want to just be abreast of that stuff, it's absolutely free.
Sweet. Awesome. Got any other questions, Eric?
Not right now, but we'll see.
Perhaps in a minute.
We both have good beards, so I mean, we're best friends.
There you go. Instant beard. I actually trimmed mine because I was going to make an appearance today. So. Now,
the only negative is you got 14 hours left. When we started this interview, you had 15. But you guys messed up. You let me talk, and now you've lost an hour, guys.
Now, hopefully it doesn't take 14 hours for somebody to order it.
But I had a lot of fun. I like hanging out with you guys. Anytime you guys want me on, please just let me know. Or if you need another guest, if you're like, hey, we need some comic people, I'll happily connect you with people. You guys were good fun.
Awesome. No, this was a pleasure. This was a blast. Eric, I'm glad you can make it.
Yeah, me too.
Travis, I know he's doing like 2, 3, 4 other shows.
So on my channel at 9:00, we're starting. I have the artist on, I have the letterer, and my wife, who's the editor. We're all going to just talk about Granite State Punk. Just kind of a last farewell before it. And then at 10:00, I have a bunch of creators on. So I don't do like a YouTube channel, but when I'm live, I do a couple of YouTube shows. So I'll have a bunch of other creators on tonight. We have Matthew Cudd, who's got a Metal Eagle from Source Point. We've got, I think Bradley Golden. He does Second Sight. He's doing a whole bunch of stuff. So a bunch of creators. We're going to talk about their Kickstarters or what they have in Diamond, and just kind of hang out.
That's awesome.
Sweet. So you said 9:00. So we're gonna get you out the door, so you get ready for that one because you got.
But I love you guys. I just want to hang out. And just...
Travis, you can hang out with us anytime.
You got a cool Spider-Man chair. I got to figure out, and I know you sell stuff, so it's just a matter of time before we can strike a deal.
The Spider-Man chair actually comes with a massaging back.
The spider lumbar support.
The spider lumbar support, which is I didn't realize what it was, but it had a USB thing, and I plugged it in. And I was like, ooh, and then it started massaging my back, and I was like, "This is amazing."
Well, Tobey Maguire in that latest Spider-Man movie had some back problems, so it's made accordingly.
At some point, right? Something will go wrong. All right, comic fans, thank you for joining us. Check out Travis Gibbs. Check out Granite State Punk. I'm gonna go do that right now. I mean, I already checked it out. I'm gonna go get my copy. So, all right, guys. Adios. Guys, say bye. Let them.
Peace out.
All right. Peace out.
Live free or die.
Motherfucker.
Mother-